Ooh. Hello, okay. Alright. Mic check with... Whew. Okay. So, a lot of people have been asking me if I was gonna do stand-up comedy. I was like, yeah, of course I am. You think I'm not being serious? You think I say I'm gonna do my homework and not actually do it? Well, maybe that's a bad example. But point is that you're crazy and that this is happening. Probably just think that this was gonna be a boring announcement of some way. We're just like, hey guys, there's this thing happening somewhere at some time, at some place, I don't know. You should come or don't. But mostly don't. And then, like 5 people show up and the person that made that announcement is like, exactly how I thought this would turn out. Oh, jeez. If I had $1 for every time someone asked me when I was doing a stand-up after the first time it got delayed because Ben Lewis had to have a baby. No, his wife didn't have. His wife had the baby, not him. If I had $1 for every time, I'm just like, hey, when you doing? It's like, all right, it's gonna happen. Just be patient. I can pay for 1/5 of the tuition. I got a lot of questions. When your upper school director makes a funny joke, haha, lol. Works both ways. So, I was in chemistry class one time, and we were doing this measurement conversions, and pretty normal, and just like 1 meter, how many meters are in a milliliter, and how many meters are in a kilometer. And then we come to this one that says like, how many whoops are in 50 wops? And like, that doesn't even sound like a real measurement. It sounds so great. That sounds like they just put like a fake measurement and just like, here, this'll throw it off. Let's see if they think this is real. How many whoops are in 50 wops? Spelled WOPS WAPS. So, I've had a lot of problems with pizza delivery, mostly because the map system is people can't figure it out when they get to my neck of the woods. So it isn't that funny. It's not funny if you live where I live. So this one time I was staying at my grandparents' house, and it was like 11 p.m. and I hear this knock on the door, and as my grandma would later say, you probably shouldn't answer the door at 11 o'clock at night. You never know what could be out there. But I have bad judgment, so I go out to investigate it. Maybe it's someone who's house sitting at my house because my parents were on vacation. Maybe they need some help. But I open the door, and it's this Otto's Pizza delivery guy. And he says, did you order a pizza? And I'm like, what? No, I did not. It's 11 p.m. What do you think I am, some sort of psychopath? Who orders pizza at 11 o'clock at night? Thanks, Bodie. Very distinguishable laugh right there. Just like, is this 87? Actually, I almost gave up my address. Don't want to do that. So it was just like, yeah, that's down the driveway, and the people that were house sitting at my house were the age of my dad, and thinking, what were they doing ordering pizza at 11 o'clock at night? Jeez, you know, those 50-year-olds can be pretty rowdy sometimes, ordering pizza at 11 o'clock at night. Apparently they ordered it at 9:30 instead of 11, so autos, you just gotta be better with your delivery times. That's pretty remarkably slow. All right.
Preach!
So that big windstorm that happened like a week or so ago, I don't think anybody really expected it. School was closed down on Monday. I didn't think that was gonna happen. So the Monday that we didn't have school, my brother and I took a walk down to Fort Williams, something that I wouldn't do if I had Wi-Fi. Went down to the beach there, and there's this sign out that's usually out, and it says, "Swim at your own risk." And I'm thinking, yeah, like, swim today and you die. Or like, swim and you're an idiot today. The waves are bonkers. Jeez, do you want to get hypothermia? Alright, so let's talk about some stuff that happened around the school. I was in Ben Lewis's office one day at like 2:50 in the afternoon. This has happened a lot, but this problem that I've had, but I'm just gonna talk about one specific time. So he says, it's a Friday afternoon, he says, "You know what, it's Friday, like, you can go home, like, why haven't you gone home yet?" And I'm like, this guy, what is he thinking? He's like, "No, Ben, I can't go home, because I have play rehearsal at 3:30, so I can't go home." Don't you feel ridiculous now? Yeah, okay, it's 1:55. Bye, everybody. I'm just gonna walk on the Casco Bay Bridge all the way to my house. I'm just gonna walk home, even though if I don't have a car, because, as Ben says, back in my day, when school was over, we just went home. I'm just like, okay, Ben, but no one cares.
No.
Okay. So, today, let's end on a high note. Let's talk about crime. So when you're a robber in southern Maine, not something that usually happens because Maine has the second lowest crime rate. Next to, yes! Next to Vermont. Dang, Vermont, why you gotta be safer than us? So, you don't usually think, hey man, let's go rob Cape Elizabeth. You don't usually think that. At least I don't. And, but that's apparently what these guys thought one time. Well, usually when I'm in bed at night and I hear weird noises, I think, what was that? Did you guys lock the truck? Or should I, excuse me, did you guys lock the Prius? But it's not nothing, it's not someone trying to break in or anything, it's just me being crazy and anxious, the anxious person that I am. So, like, these two guys wanted to steal something from the Fort Williams Museum. They want to steal like this like print thing. I can't even really pronounce it. It's called a lithograph, and it's like a print. This is like the most random robbery I've ever heard of. And I'm saying, if that's really what you're doing, if out of all the places you could have gone to, you chose to go here at Fort Williams, like, what are you doing with your life? if that's what you've been reduced to, trying to rob a museum in a small suburban town in southern Maine. So you automatically know that the people trying to rob Fort Williams are just automatically terrible criminals. Just automatically are. Because you know what they did is, after they got the stuff, they sped out and went right towards the direction of my house, and there's this curve before you get to the entry of the driveway of my house, and they were going so fast around that curve that they couldn't keep control of the car, and they crashed it on the left side of the road and just completely destroyed someone's stone wall that was there. And so that whole situation just ended up for them like, bruh! Oh, it was just like, dang dude, why couldn't you keep control of the car? If we can't rob Fort Williams, then what can we do? We're starting pretty low right there. Oh. My grandma's an insomniac. She is. So, she was up in her kitchen and she hears this loud bang, and she opens the door and she sees two guys running out of a truck, and one of them gets caught shortly after. The police wasn't close behind, and the other guy was still on foot. And so she talks to the policeman and says, "Hey, what's going on here?" And the policeman says, "We've caught one guy and the other guy is still out on the loose. But you can go back to bed, we got this." And she's like, "What? I don't think so. There's a robber out on the loose and you're telling me to go back to bed? I don't think so. No. No, she thought she was gonna turn on all the lights, just like, ha, I gotcha now. The burglars know I'm home now. I don't think you're gonna mess with Beverly Sherman now. Gotcha now. Bamboozled." So that's about the only attempted crime I remember in Cape. Yeah.